Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to this channel. This is Jill and Cess. My name is Cess. Jill is not around, just like I said before, and we'll be able to tell you why she's not going to be here for some time now. But guess what? Today I have a friend who is going to help me through this video. There's an interesting story that you want to tell, but just let me take this time to give her a chance to say her name before we continue.
Hi guys, I'm Rose and Cess is my friend.
Yes, so today we want to talk about, this is a girl talk, by the way. This is a girl talk. And I know for sure that every girl, at least by 20 years, you have an experience of what you want to talk about. Pregnancy scare. I know, it's tough. Some people have multiple. Like some people who get that scare like 3, 4, 10 times in their lives. And speaking on my own behalf, I think I've had maybe 2, but there was one. There was one scary one. That is the one I would really like to share. How many pregnancy scares have you had?
Personally, maybe like 3.
3, okay. So tunataka the worst. That one that almost made you just make decisions and just say, now this one is done. So are you going to start or I start? So my story dates back in 2009 or something. I'm not sure about the year, but I remember there's a time I had the worst scare of my life. I don't remember how old I was, but I must have been 19, 20, 21, somewhere there about. So this is what happened. I used to date some guy, and this guy was it was a long distance relationship, let me say that. So he used to come to the town I lived in like once or twice a year. So yes, I remember he came over and we used to stay for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before he went back. So I remember he came home. We stayed in town for like 2 weeks before he went home, and then after that 1 week he went back to where he used to live. So I remember I missed my periods. But then again, I never used to track my periods. This thing just came the other day. And really, maybe I started tracking my periods just to know how regular and how whatever. But I never used to back then. But there's a way you just realize things are late.
No.
Like, it's been how many days? So I was like, seemingly things are not happening the way they're supposed to happen. So I just remember I started thinking about the last time I had my peas and things were not working out. So I say this one must be one of those last experience. And I was living with my parents, so you can imagine. So I said, okay, I can't, like, I knew I could not tell my parents, my mom worst of all, that I'm pregnant. How? So I remember I just said I can't even also go and test because I didn't want to know the truth. I was like just hoping something would happen and just praying and telling God, if it doesn't happen this way today, God, I have stopped. So I remember it took me 2 weeks. Still, there was no periods coming through. And those days seemed like that was 2, 3, 10 months. So I said, okay, I think I need to face the reality. So I called the guy and told him, I think I'm pregnant. And he was over the moon. He was like, yes, like, and I'm like, I'm in school, I'm staying with my parents, you are away, like, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't think we need to do an abortion. If that is what has happened, just tell me what you think is good to be done and I'll do it. Then now that was the worst. I was like, how do I say I'm pregnant? How do I decide now this is the end of it? How do I say at this young age I've decided I'm having a baby, or this is now my life forever? I remember I said, now what can I do? So I told him I cannot stay at home until the pregnancy shows. So I told him he's going to rent me a house in town. So that I leave, because I really needed to leave before mom would realize, because I said I'll leave first, then maybe come back to say, or I'll leave first and then call and say this is what happened. So I remember I used to be moody. I think all of a sudden all the pregnancy signs came through and I was moody, I was harsh, I don't know. and I always just had headaches. Headache, I mean. So I said, now I'm planning to leave, so I'm starting to sort my things out and see what I'm moving out with. Then I'll say later. So now I remember one day I decided, let me tell someone. This thing will kill me. So I decided, let me tell my elder sister. So I told her I actually think that I'm pregnant because I missed my periods, ABCD, and then she was like, could be true. What? She told me, lately you've been moody, lately you've been strange, lately. And then I was like, confirmed. And I was not even planning to go to the hospital, by the way. I was planning to leave first, then go and confirm. Because by now I was almost sure almost half of another month is gone. So there was no hopes that I'm going to have my periods. So the very day I told her, and she said, seemingly that might be true because the signs that I've seen. So I told her, actually, I'm planning to move out, and I'm going to move out without telling anybody. She was like, no, you can't leave. What? Then I was like, I've made my decision. And I remember the very day I said, now I've packed all my things. We had like the girls' room. I packed everything, the ones that were in the main house, put them inside a suitcase, and now I was ready. I was like, anytime that money comes in, because that guy was supposed to send me money for rent or whatever, and then I leave. Anytime that money comes in, I leave. I had my periods the very night.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't imagine how happy I was. Like, I had to unpack everything, and my mood changed from worst to best, and people were like, hey, you're very happy, and they didn't know.
no,
So I think, sorry, the money. No, it never came through, and then I just said, and I used to be very honest back then. And I'm here just sitting and saying, why did I just let that money come through? Then I said, ta-da!
it's not there.
Actually, that money never came. I was so happy that I wouldn't even have lied that so that the money comes in, because my point was, God, if this ever happens, I've stopped. So yeah, that's your story.
I guess mine is more scary than yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you move? Or you visited a gyna?
Okay. I was in second year. So I was still a bit nervous with relationships. But I had this guy who is still my boyfriend till now. So we had, because I'm in a relationship, so we are the two of us. So here comes me. My peers are not that
Regular.
yeah. So here I am. As I said, you feel everything taught in school, from headaches to morning sicknesses and.
Wait a minute, did you ever Google? I
Of
Googled
course.
the whole 2 weeks.
Because personally, I was like, that time, I remember my mom also was pregnant. So I'm here like, my mom is pregnant. I might be pregnant, but I don't know. And looking at the symptoms my mom had,
You ate them also.
I had them. And so, okay, I'm not like that much with following up the pills and stuff. So I was like, wow, this time round, I'm caught. So I'm telling this guy, I think I'm weird of late, have headaches, I'm feeling so moody, and I'm not going to the toilet as normal.
You had constipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that definitely is a part of
So I was like,
early signs of pregnancy.
and now I had this best friend of mine who, that similar time, we're feeling almost the same things. So I'm telling her this, she's telling me like, me too. Woo. Okay, this time you can't go to the doctor. Sababu,
Okay, you don't want to confirm.
definitely.
You do not.
Because this is telling your boyfriend you're pregnant, this is telling yourself you're pregnant, your best friend, and the doctor too. So I have to go get the kit from the pharmacy, of course. Then I come with my boyfriend here. We are testing, and I'm like, Sawa, this is my but I'm not going to see. So do it yourself. So it's like, what if you find out? What are you going to do? So I do the things, then I give him, then he confirms. The most scary part was he gives me this impression of it is there.
Positive.
Never been that scared.
You didn't ask to see?
No, but the face.
Oh, like
face.
definitely. You feeling things in your head.
Yeah, then I'm scared, I'm shaking. Then seeing my mom pregnant was the most scary thing. Like 9 months. Then here comes the baby. Here I am pregnant too. The baby. Okay, this is like having babies in the house. And I am a baby too. I don't have work, I'm still a student. So it was the worst year of my life. The worst day of my life. And here my boyfriend is giving me this face like it is there. And I'm, are you scared? You just have to keep it.
That's what he says.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not ready. So what are you gonna do? Then he smiles. And I'm like, wait, are you lying or is it true? He said, okay, I was kidding, but I just wanted to see that face you could have given me and the impression you could have received the information with.
Oh, so he was lying.
He was lying. But I was mad.
Yeah, definitely. Because at that point, you really don't need such a lie.
Yeah,
Like, that one
it
can
was-
break you.
It was the worst lie he could have ever given me
Yeah.
as a joke.
True, true.
So I was like, actually I got mad for almost a week. And I kept off.
You promised God I'm not going to do it again.
God, this one was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Because I was thinking, what about home? And actually have the worst African mom.
I know you.
Ooh.
But you know, most of the time I realize that they actually don't. They just put the impression that they're the worst moms. But believe you me, they don't do the worst.
You know, you
Cool.
can get the...
I know definitely from how you've been, how you know her, how she receives news, how whenever you visit your boyfriend, how she reacts. So you're like, what if I'm pregnant? But what I've realized that at the end of the day, really, it reaches a point they're like, okay, so what will I do?
But you know, this is a mom that you learn from your friends. So he sees your friend and I could like, wait, did you see her?
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant and she's still at home.
That is what she...
Personally, I can. And then you tell yourself, that is me now. You're like, you'll be set out of home, no schooling for you anymore. And here comes your boyfriend. You two are still young, not ready to be parents. And you don't know
I know,
what to do after.
it's normally very scary. And I don't know why men, the first point you tell them, they're like, it's okay, bring it on. But I'm so sure sometimes when you are going through the journey, they'll definitely not be there. But they're always the first people to say, it's okay, unless you're doing it through a phone or unless you're doing it through a text. But when you face them and tell them, this is what's happening, most of them, the first impression, believe me, they're scared more than you are.
Personally, what I know with these men, okay, I pity them somehow, is they get the worst burdens they can ever
Definitely.
have.
For a man, it's going to be a very huge burden.
Yeah. Because personally, I tell the guy, I'm pregnant. I'm expecting him to maybe take the burden himself because I'll expect the money from him.
Definitely you were always expecting that. Is he ready for this journey?
True.
And then definitely we have the biggest burden because for us it will be written all over. For them it's just saying, okay, this is the step. I'm going to pay rent, I'm going to pay bills, we are moving on, or just live with your parents and I'll see what happens. So I think for them they see it comes as a huge financial responsibility, you know. But at the first point they normally behave as if they don't care. They're like, I'll do what you want to do because
Especially those ones that always say, see, as long as your mom never sends you out,
that's
it's okay. Because number one, there is no rent.
Definitely.
food
You'll be
is on your
eating.
parents.
Yes.
The only thing
Then they
I
assume 9 months is a long time. They'll be able
Yeah.
to at least have organize something, or maybe by that time you would have broken up, because definitely it's normally a very tough journey.
Because I guess the other thing they miss, this is giving these ladies pregnancy when they're still so young. Morning sicknesses, you can't keep them to your parents, of course. And there they are, busy sleeping, maybe.
But you know that is a point. That is on us, even ladies.
Yeah.
Because definitely you are sure you don't want to be pregnant. You are sure this is not the life you are deciding right now. You don't want to be a mother, but you still go ahead and have unprotected sex. And then when you're looking for the results, you're like, it's a scare of your life. I think sometimes it's also being careless on our sides, and we just want to say it's the men. But actually, especially when you're over 18, it's a decision we make, but we do not see beyond. What happens if the next thing happens? But really, it is scary. And one thing also I remember, I googled, apart from the worst, the pregnancy scare, those other small ones, you'd sit down and ask questions on Google.
Google, thank you. Because definitely you wouldn't want to ask another party.
Yeah,
Like,
because you
say
just want
a
it to be
friend.
within you until you're ready to
Yeah.
let it out. But you know what happens to Google? You ask Google, this happened, am I pregnant? Then Google will come and say, yes, Nancy had the same experience and she was pregnant. And you realize Google is confirming almost everything. You say, so today I woke up with a headache, I woke up with some nausea, and then Google is saying, early signs of pregnancy, nausea.
True.
So I think as a girl, especially as a young girl, and I think you're still in that stage, there's so many scary stuff. And that and STIs really scares us out. Like, you just don't want to be caught as much as you know you're making mistakes. So one thing I would like to say is we need to see ahead before you actually have unprotected sex or go into things that you know definitely you don't like the results. Like, you have to look at it from like, what are the results? If you're having this, what do you expect? Either a baby will come through, an STI will come through. If a baby comes through, are you ready? Is this a man, even if you don't have the financial capability right now, but is this a man you'd like to spend the rest of your time with? Like, is he a man who, if not financially stable today, can struggle so that you and the baby can have something? So I think it is just the both of us. And mostly they say men don't care. Of course, I don't think they don't care. Sometimes they just don't know what do we do with this kind of information. And normally people are just engaged in that pleasure today, now. But if you say now the result is 9 months, then everybody feels scared. Have you ever thought of having an abortion with all your scares?
Personally, it is number one scary. And with information that is ever shared everywhere, it's not easy having an abortion. Number one, it's expensive. 2, it can explode and the whole world knows you did it.
Is that the worst? No, I can't lie that I've never thought of having an abortion, especially in those scares. Like, the first thought will be definitely, okay, I'm pregnant. What's next? There are 2 options. You either having an abortion or you're keeping the baby. And then now, after saying, okay, I'm going for an abortion, then you sit down and look at the positives and the negatives. And I remember somebody used to say that if you abort, the baby will haunt you for the rest of it. That was my worst part. How does a small baby comes to haunt me for the rest of my life? I'm like, if that is what happens when somebody aborts, I don't think I'm in it. So I think sometimes as a young girl, you definitely go through so much. But what I've realized, even if you decide to keep the baby, actually things just turn out. Like, you work harder. You have to now settle your life, like have a serious life, because you know somebody is in it. Because, and I was talking about African mothers. I think my mom is a staff. Like, she was a staff. And I had my baby at home, my first baby. Yes, I knew it was going to be tough. And I knew I cannot just sit down and tell my mom, I'm pregnant. And I said I will not say it. I remember when I was 3 months pregnant, I was graduating. And nobody actually knew. It was only my boyfriend and myself. So during graduation, the gown is big. So nobody ever realized I was
And
pregnant.
every other girl wants to put on a bodycon.
I'm telling you.
Somebody is showing
Everything. Then I never told my mom, but I think she realized. And then I didn't have morning sickness. Like my morning sickness was not.
Just thank God.
I never used to have nausea. I never used to have very funny feelings. I used to eat almost everything that I ate normally. But sometime after 4-5 months, that is when she realized, I think I had some things. I was so strict about stuff. So she realized now, you're not okay. But definitely she didn't even come home to ask me, are you pregnant? Because I'm pregnant. Definitely it will show. Why would I want to sit you down and say now I'm pregnant? And I
But
think my dad actually realized that I was 6 months. 6 months or later. But we used to live in the same house. But nobody would really face me and tell me now you're pregnant, so what? The only thing it meant now I was to work hard on myself, on my side. Baby daddy had to work extra hard so that we don't say, okay, the baby's here, but you don't have money for delivery.
You know, what I know about God is an awesome one. He actually gives you 9 months to think about what you really need. And more, maybe 6 months. Because maybe you're breastfeeding or something.
Yeah.
So, the baby still gives you actually...
There's a time to think about it.
Whole year
for you to be
for you
able
to load.
Yeah, it's true. And I think definitely the first thing when you realize you're pregnant, when you're keeping the baby, it means you just have to start planning. And at this point, whether the baby daddy is contributing or not, it doesn't matter. What the baby needs is, are you ready for the baby? So if you realize the baby daddy is not there, it means you're alone in this. Means you work extra hard. And if you are glad, like you don't have issues with your pregnancy, then you can work up to 8-9 months. I think I worked up to the 9th month, and you get your things ready. But one thing I know is it's tricky being a girl, and right now the girl child pregnancies are so many, and I think we're going to have a very messed up future, because I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know who dropped what, but we are in a different place compared to where we were before. Yeah, because girls are getting pregnant as young as 13 years. So those are 2 kids or 3 kids or 4 kids, and the boyfriend is also 12 years old. So I think we just need, as young parents, and as if you have siblings, like you have a sister, we just need to take care of them, talk to them, just let them be able to wait. Let them be able
at an early age.
Yeah.
Especially that child.
It's tricky. So I think we just need to keep them as close. And the world has changed. Before, for us, our parents were African parents and they were tough. But right now, that toughness does not work. Right now, it's just befriending them, talking to these girls, getting to know who their friends are, who are they talking to, what are they doing with those. Otherwise, we are going to have a messed up society. That was it for today. Thank you for watching the story through. This is Jillian Says. Kindly subscribe and see you in our next video.